Hey all, this is Erskine. Welcome to Warhammer 40K Space Marine. So, this is a bit of a departure for what I usually have on the channel, but I figure, like, you know, it's fun to show you neat little gems of games that I found in the couple past years I've had a lot of fun with, and this is a game from, I think, 2010 or 2011, if I'm not mistaken, by the late, great THQ Studios. It's basically based on the Warhammer 40K IP. If you don't know about that, Imperial Man, humans, and Space Marines, and all that crazy stuff, it's kind of like what XCOM would be 40,000 years in the future. I kind of feel that way, and so obviously I have a massive, massive soft spot for the 40K lore. And I played the crap out of this game. It's been so much fun. I want to show it to you a little bit. We'll see if the channel goes pretty far with this or not, but it's a whole lot of fun. It's kind of a third person, well, you'll see. It'll be a lot of fun. So let me know in the comments what you think, but for now, let's get into it. We're going to run a new campaign on hard because that's just how we roll. That's just how we do it. And it's time for some Space Marine. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to let this one play without narrating it. Yeah, Space Marines incoming. Just to give you some context and kind of the feel of the universe of 40K, the Exterminatus option they were suggesting was an absolute annihilation of all living things on the planet. So yeah, theirs is very, very grim dark. If you've never heard about 40K, yeah, 40,000 years in the future, things are not so good. When the absolute annihilation of all living things on the planet is an option to stop a Xenos or alien invasion force. Yeah, your options could be better. But, you know, that's why we send in the Ultramarines, because God knows Space Marines can handle it. Marines, we have an objective. Secure the Titans. Those are just giant, big combat walkers that can obliterate entire fortresses, you know, with one shot. Kind of scary. We gotta keep him.
Captain Titus, the Orcs have massacred the Forge World's forces. And they have taken the planetary defense weapons.
Clever of the damned Orcs. Keeps us off their backs while they loot the Titan war machine.
Brace for evasive maneuvers.
Pilot, report.
Starboard engine is dead, Sergeant. We are losing altitude.
Get the ship to safety. We find another way down.
Aye, Captain. Thunderhawk Lancer Jove returning to launch bay.
That looks like a jump back. Can you say Archangel armor, but like 80,000 times more badass? So there's gonna be some XCOM parallels here, I can't deny. I'll try to give you snippets of 40K stuff and lore and things as things move forward, but...
This is your plan.
We need to get to the surface to take out the gun battery. Or do you want to go home already, Sergeant?
Not before having a word or two with the Orcs.
Is that wise, Captain? The Codex Astartes does not support this action.
Try to keep up.
So the Codex Astartes is kind of like a manual/military bible that their founder, Robert Guilliman, or Robot Guilliman as they call him, wrote couple millennia in the past. Yeah. So what are Space Marines? 8-foot-tall, transhuman murder machines that serve the Emperor of Mankind, more or less. Basically what every XCOM assault trooper wishes they could be. And what are those? Those are orcs. Not with a C, with a K, and they are space orcs, and they're very angry. Think junkyard tech on steroids that can blow up at any moment. And we made Planetfall, and shit's just about to get real. Ah, those are Grots. Hi. Grots? These are like mini orcs. They don't really do much except run around being a pain in the ass. So we're gonna execute these guys real quick. So one of the most fun parts about this game is that there's no passive healing per se, except for your armor. The only way you heal is by executing enemies brutally. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. And that's part of the charm and the real cathartic aspect of this game. I'm trying to reel in my bow pistol. I'm gonna measure my time. Here we go. Boom. See that? He's stunned. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stab our knife in there, and we just healed up because of that. So, let's say offensiveness is a key to making this happen. I just like doing this anyway, even though it's not tactically admirable, because it's just so much fun to absolutely wreck orcs like that. Oh, right in the cranium. That's fun. I guess I should say, if you are of a fragile constitution and are frightened of the sight of blood or other horrible dismemberings of large green space orcs, this may not be the LP for you. Otherwise, sit back and enjoy. That's a guy with a gun. That's an explosive object. And no more things. So, I mean, bear in mind that this is an older game, so it's gonna look, I guess, not totally next gen, oh my god, but it's a crap ton of fun. And you can probably pick it up for pretty cheap on Steam, honestly, right now. I'm not really sure what the latest price is, but it's a whole lot of fun. And just the sheer visceral fury of curb stomping some space orcs is just, if that doesn't get you off, I don't know, man. There we go. This is what I'm talking about. Hi! And there's an orc. Well, there was an orc. It makes my day much better. Every time I need some catharsis, I just load this one up and take a couple rounds with the orcs, and just things get better for me. Ow! So that's scripted, you can't avoid that, so I didn't bother. And this is a bolt pistol, so bolters, bolt pistols. So in the future, orcs are remarkably hardy things. They can pretty much survive with their heads cut off, more or less. So these SOBs, you require a special kind of weapon to kill them. And bolters basically fire gigantic shells the size of a human's fist that explode on contact. So every shot you're firing is like a miniature explosive missile. That's kind of what it takes to kill an orc, more or less. They are remarkably tough. They're fungal-based life forms that just have no other purpose than, I don't know, killing everything in sight. That's kind of what an orc lives for, more or less. The more fighting and the good way to get stuck in it, the more fun an orc's having, and that's kind of scary. So you want to... They're not fun to play with. We want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. And they talk like Southies from London, which is hilarious. Like, oh, there's Space Marines and them humans and all that. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those things. And that's their boss, I guess. It is the war boss, I think.
Get off my ship, Space Marine!
Yeah, he looks cross. And he's big. So basically, the longer orcs survive fights, and the longer they're able to... Oh, that's a stick bomb. That's a grenade. Oh, that's a lot of grenades. Get out. And orcs will totally throw grenades in their own dudes, because that's more fun, right? It's funnier when you see their heads go boom. Orcs have a sick sense of humor. But anyway, the basic idea of orcs is that the more fights they survive, the bigger and angrier they get. There's really no way to kill an orc unless, basically, if he survives a lot, he's just going to become an absolute wrecking machine. Which is why the human empire had to devise these giant 8-foot-tall transhuman killing machines to deal with alien plagues kind of like the orcs. They're not the only things you're dealing with, but they're among some of the more annoying ones to deal with. We're going to curb stomp a couple more orcs to make our days better. Hey, I want to execute you. Do you mind? Yeah. Thank you! That is a bunch of grenades that just got leverage at my general direction. So we're going to wait for our shields to recharge just a couple seconds. There we go. Now we're going to make the charge. Oh, it's so much fun. I really miss playing this game. It was just so good the first time I played it, and it hasn't gotten any worse, honestly. In time. It's always satisfying. Hi, combat charge. Hee. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have a bolt pistol and a combat knife, which is basically just a large bladed weapon. As you'll notice, all the orcs' technology seems kind of ramshackle and cobbled together. It's kind of the point. That's what they do. And orcs have kind of a gestalt psychic field that they generate. If enough orcs believe something is true, it'll actually be true. So orcs will have like a belief like, the red ones go faster, for like vehicles and ships and stuff, and that'll actually be true because the orcs think it's true. And so they'll put together like a gun that's made of like a couple springs and bullets and a couple screws, and then they'll believe it'll shoot and actually shoot really big guns, and it'll actually work. Whereas if like a human picked that gun up, it'll blow up in his face or it wouldn't work at all. Orcs are unique like that. There's a lot of 40k backstory and lore. I'm going to keep plugging this in as I get the chance. But anyway, suffice it to say, we just disabled the junkyard battleship up there, which is good. I like that. And you got a little bit of an introduction to how 40k plays a little bit. And it is oh so cathartic. Let me tell you what, friends. Let me tell you what. That's a couple of orc corpses here and there. All in a day's work for a Space Marine. So, you see that upside-down horseshoe on his right shoulder? That's actually the Ultramarine symbol. He's a member of the chapter of Ultramarines. There are a crap ton of chapters of Space Marines running around the Uncle... Never mind.
Damned orcs shot me off course. I've had no word from Leandros, but I'm picking up Vox chatter from Imperial Guard forces on the ground.
I scarcely thought anyone would be left alive, much less still fighting.
Heading towards the front lines now.
I will meet you there.
So there's a crap ton of chapters, like thousands of chapters of Space Marines around, because there's untold trillions of people in the Milky Way galaxy at the moment, or in this future at least. And the Imperial Guard, you heard Veteran Sergeant Sidonis mention right there, are actual baseline humans. They're not enhanced. They're just dudes with 40k, year 40k weaponry. That's where the name comes from, is the year 40,000, the 41st millennium, basically. These are little grots. They're basically slave labor for the orcs. They're of the same species, but kind of a lower quality threshold, I guess. And they're used as either, like, slaves or, I guess, objects to kick for the orcs to get their frustrations out when there's no one bigger for them to fight. And now we get a proper bolter. So the bolt pistol I've been firing is not fully automatic. It's semi-automatic. The bolter, which fires .998 caliber rounds, you can imagine how big those sons of bitches are, and they're explosive, is fully automatic. So yay. Let's test it out. Oh yeah, that's better. And we're gonna execute your dumbass. Yeah, it's satisfying. So that was cool. Bolter's good. You gotta conserve ammo. We're playing on hard now, so ammo is gonna be at a premium. I'm gonna be switching the bolt pistol a lot, you'll see. If you play this on normal or easy, it's not gonna be as bad. I finished the game on hard before, so this doesn't mean I'm not gonna die a lot. You do tend to die here if you're not careful, because it is on the hardest difficulty. Gotta pick some of these orcs off. It's always good for the Emperor, and they keep mentioning the Emperor. There's a lot to talk about that in this lore, but let's just suffice it to say the Emperor is kind of an immortal psychic or psyker, as they're called in this particular lore, that shepherded mankind for generations and no one knew it until about the 30,000th millennium or something like that, where he made himself known and established his giant galactic empire, more or less. But then bad things happened. He managed to get killed, and now he's more of like a sort of killed, I guess. He's kind of like a corpse on a giant golden throne at the moment. All the alien species kind of make fun of him as like the untrue corpse emperor or something. They're having a bad day. I'm really sitting out of cover right now. I'm taking a lot more armor damage than I would like. Ow, 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 ow. So, yeah, the orcs with the guns, they're not very clever with the naming. They're called shooter boys because they got shooters with which to shoot the humans with. Yeah, so we're gonna try to take the shooter boys out a little bit, otherwise we're gonna get flooded with bullets. And as you hear the orcs yelling all the time, going, smash the Space Marine, I'll get the shooters, and all that. It's part of the charm of dealing with orcs on a regular basis. They just run up and try to murder you. Okay, so explosive rounds to the head generally do a good job on most of the orcs. And we are playing a little... that's a stick bomb, as you saw run in. That is a grenade, the orc version of a grenade. Where is some orcs? There we go. I don't mind this guy coming close, because then it's easier to shoot him, actually. Hi. Hey! There we go. More shooting. God, there's so many of these bastards. And we are just going to keep ducking and covering. Keep ducking and covering while the numbers go down. Your allies there, like Leandros is there in the front line taking some damage. We got more shooter boys. Where are they from? Oh, there's your head. Hi. Maybe you leave it out for me there. Are you done now? You're done now. Let's help Leandros out a little bit. Brother Leandros! Hi. Oh, that's satisfying. What's up? Would you like to be curb stomped today? I guess so. Just so satisfying on so many levels. Resilient buggers, as you can see.
Are you wounded?
The Codex Astartes warns against using jump packs to leap blindly into enemy fire, and for good reason.
Your days as a novice are behind you. Why do you still interpret the Codex so narrowly?
I look to its rules for guidance.
We all do. But there are also benefits to thinking for yourself. There is.
Yeah, Leandros is kind of a douche. So, in 40K, believe it or not, people do carry helmets on all the time. It's not... Oh, hi. Little grots, no worries. Basically, the reason some guys don't have helmets on, more or less... So 40K is basically a tabletop war game, if you didn't know. That's where it kind of evolved, this whole, like, universe came from. Bye. And so they basically differentiated unique units with unique faces, and they didn't want to hide them behind helmets, so that's why you got units without helmets, which wouldn't be very advisable when you have orcs trying to take your head off with guns and or large melee weaponry. But it's kind of a conceit of the series, and they've kept it that way. So Captain Titus, our personification in this particular game, is without a helmet, and so is Leandros now, and so is... Well, you saw Sidonus before without a helmet. You'll probably see him again. Spoilers!
Sidonus picked up local Imperial Guard communications. They survived under the shadow of that gun. I want to know how.
So, Imperial Guard, like I said, basic humans who are just holding the line. You know, the Imperial Guard strategy is, hey, we didn't manage to take that whole area. Maybe we should send more people in the human wave and they'll be able to crawl over their buddies. It'll be easier. Yeah, human Imperial Guard kind of die in droves in 40K. It's not a good career to have if you like living. Let's put it that way. Right now, they're under siege by a bunch of orcs. Let's see if we can help them out a little bit. Ow, piss off. I'm talking to you. We're going to charge these orcs a little bit. Get off my Hume buddies. Orcs like to call humans Humies or pink skins. That's kind of what they do. Notice what we are using the bolt pistol a lot. What are you doing, you little prick? There we go. They're getting behind me for some reason. Yeah, they like to call us pink skins or fleshy squishies or pink skins or, you know, nasty little things. So we're going to show them that Humies can fight pretty good too. But these are Space Marines. They're tough Humies. And that's a heavy bolter that guy's manning. He's not doing a good job with the orc who's behind enemy line at the moment. Hi. Die? There we go. Is that? Oh, that's not another heavy bolter. You can actually, if this guy dies, you can actually rip off the heavy bolter and do some cool stuff with it. Like, I don't know, shoot orcs. And you'll see Imperial... I'll talk in a second.
My lord, you have saved us.
Rise, guardsmen. You saved yourselves. We thought you did.
We would be, my lord, if not for the lieutenant.
Where will we find this lieutenant?
At the front lines. Follow the trench network to the lieutenant's command bunker.
Carry on, guardsmen. We rendezvous with Sidonus, then we find this lieutenant. We need updated intel on the gun battery.
Damn right we
Through
do.
here, my lords. Head out the upper level and continue through the plaza. The bunker is beyond that.
So we're going to pick up this ammo while we still can so we can top off a little bit. Oh, there's a little explosive barrel here. Can't put an explosive barrel to waste. Let's do that. Anyways, you can see the difference in height between a Space Marine and a baseline human. It's about a foot and a bit. Space Marines range from like 7.5 feet to 8, more or less, with about 3 times the body mass and way more muscle. They're rather unique genetic specimens, let's say. Engineered by the Emperor back in the day before he was a corpse on the throne.
Against 1 million orcs, and they fight on.
Only in death.
No. Get off! My legs. I can't feel my legs. I got to see a Space Marine before the end.
So this is how most Imperial Guard end up after a while.
Those who fight in your name.
Future's not a fun place. if you notice the guns that the Imperial Guard were using, they're pejoratively called flashlights by a lot of people in the 40K community. They're little laser guns. Unlike your bolters, humans can't handle the kickback. So they're basically just laser guns that they use. Nowhere near as effective as explosive tipped shells you lob at the enemy.
I'm in position at a broken monument near the guard lines.
And, yeah, tends to get them killed. I guess that's Sidonus, if I remember correctly.
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain. I've saved some orcs for you. The orcs have got that gun well defended, no mistake. But typical orc behavior would be to dismantle or destroy the gun.
And certainly not use it to keep our forces at bay. There's a strategy behind it. Their leader is no fool.
This day is getting interesting.
I may have encountered the orc during our jump to the surface.
That was the orc ship I saw crash near here, I take it. Did he survive?
If the Horde hasn't turned on itself, it's still under his control.
Genetic scan complete. Adeptus Astartes. Weapons authorization confirmed.
Yeah. This is a chainsword. It's a sword that's a chainsaw with monomolecular teeth that can rip through everything. God, I love this weapon. And that's our new melee weapon. Oh, this is gonna get good. Hi, guys. Woohoo! You'll see a couple heads explode in a moment. There we go. So this kind of gets your bloodthirst out, more or less. Also a good function in this particular game. Now, I need to get some health real quick. Oh yeah, every melee unit has a different execution. In that case, we ripped his guts out and then chopped his head off. That was satisfying too. That was fun. We should do that again sometime. There's another guy here. Ow! You SOB. I need some health. He died before I could get some health off of him. Let's wait for the armor to recharge in a second. So unlike games like Gears of War or something like that, you don't have to worry about your allies. They are more or less invincible. I'm gonna filter out some of these shooter boys up here because otherwise they're gonna keep plugging ammo into me more or less. Yes, I'm aware my health is low. You're not helping. Hey, there's a guy. I need my health before I get shot at some more. Yeah, that's satisfying. Alright, come back here. We're doing this because we want to retain our health. This isn't hard, otherwise I'd be able to run through this trench. We'll curve star up an orc, get a little more health out of that. We're gonna get her proper bolter up and take care of the rest of these shooter boys that are up on these hills. There they are. As you can notice, some of the cover is quite destructible, so if you see them taking reference behind something, this game is fun in that you can just leverage lots of gunfire or something and eventually make it go away. You got hurt a lot. Luckily, you have a really good armor as a Space Marine and a regenerating energy shield. So, it tends to help getting rid of these nasty guys from long range. Close range, that's what chainswords are for. Oh, chainswords. Hi! Headshots are good against orcs. Despite their tough demeanor in general, their brain is still in their head. So always a good target, like most fleshy objects.
Target that squig!
Those are squigs. They're little orky creatures that blow themselves up. Kind of like little suicide sacks, more or less. Hi, there we go. That being a lysozyme reference for all the molecular biologists out there, you know, just for shits and giggles. Suicide sacks are the best name for anything in science ever. But anyway, yeah, squigs are basically little suicide running things that run around with 2 legs and a giant mouth. They either rip your throat out with their teeth, or they decide to blow up in your face. High ground, apparently very difficult to retain because there's nothing to shoot. I squig. And we ran right into a squig despite that warning. Wonderful. That was smart. I feel intelligent today. Okay. Well, we gotta kill another orc for some more health then, I guess. As we're running the trenches, as the Imperial Guard hold the line somewhere against hordes of slavering orcs. Bye. That was better. My twitch reflexes are getting slower. Yes, I know my health is low. Hey, we got grenades. Grenades. We can throw them with Q. Excellent. Let's make use of that. Yeah, we gotta get some of these grenades up. This is gonna get messy in a second. And like I said, we're going to get a proper bolter up, and then we're going to start taking names in a second. And we're going to save some of these explosive things for when reinforcements inevitably come. Do you guardsmen have a heavy bolter around here? I could totally use a heavy bolter right around now. Okay, no heavy bolters. We have a standard bolt pistol and a standard issue bolter. Heavy bolters are even better at what they do. They're basically even larger guns. We're gonna wait for them to get to melee a little bit, then we're gonna let loose. We can probably hold them back pretty well with just a bolt pistol and a bit of rifles with Imperial Guard support. Sidonus and Leandros are doing good work as well. And Ultramarines are very kind of by the book in general, so they refer to all their friends like Battle Brother and all the other crap like that. They're very funny. They get made fun of a lot because they're kind of the blandest, but also allegedly the best faction in the game. They're like the best Space Marine. So, you know, everyone hates the winner, I suppose.
Dropship incoming!
Alright, let's try that again. There we go. Dropship probably does not mean good things. There a heavy bolter? There is no heavy bolter around here. It's kind of frustrating. I do need some more ammo, though. Bunch of grots I'm not worried about. We can just leverage fire against them, no problem. Orc charge, no worries. We got this. Chainswords make pretty short work of most orcs here. Probably should have used that guy for some health, but that's alright. At least we didn't waste our grenades. Our bolter's not going to be able to penetrate that ship's armor. That, my friends, is a knob. Otherwise known as a noble among the orcs, but it's pronounced knob because, I don't know, orcs. This guy hurts like hell. You do not want to screw with the knob. We got him. We blew his head off, and that was good.
Space Marines, thank you.
Alright, let's refill our grenades.
Commander, Guardsman.
Inside, but the door is sealed.
I believe they will let us through.
Yep.
Imperial Guard, we are Ultramarines. Open this door.
Sir, yes, sir! You do not mess with a guy in power armor who's 8 feet tall. Not so cool. Hey, guys. Nice guns. Mine's bigger.
Word from the second wrecking.
Yeah.
Another horde of the greenskins are headed here from the south. And Gretchen stuck a knife in Saul's throat some months ago.
So Gretchen is what he's talking about, is the little guys that stuck a knife in Saul's throat. Those are the little fellas. They're saluting the Space Marines walking by. Because who wouldn't salute a guy with a bolt pistol and a chainsword? I'm just saying.
Reinforce their position, hold the line, and stay alive.
Aye, Lieutenant.
Thank the Emperor. Second Lieutenant Mira, 203rd Cadian Regiment.
Captain Titus of the Ultramarines.
You are in command.
I'm all that's left, my lord. Unless my commanders rise from the grave. So far, they seem content to stay put.
Lieutenant, the scouts have returned to forward base.
How many?
2.
Damn. I sent out 10. That damn gun. We don't have the numbers to make an assault. And as you might have seen, it's shooting down all our support vessels.
That is why we are here. Leave the gun to us.
Come with me, then. I should warn you, my lords. We've got a slight orc problem down here.
That's Lieutenant Mira. She's pretty badass. And another drop pod for
Genetic
assistance.
scan complete.
Hello.
Adeptus Astartes. Access authorized.
This gives us Fury. Fury is fun. Basically, it gives you way more power in your close combat attacks, and you regain health. So good.
What do you know of the Titans on this planet?
Only that our troops were sent to guard the Titan Invictus at Manufactorum Ajakis. That was 2 weeks ago, and we've lost contact with them.
We need to reach that Titan.
Your fastest route is across the rail bridge behind the gun complex. It leads directly to the western gates of the Manufactorum.
Alright, well, we have an objective. Let's get to it. Alright, getting to the front line. That is the job. That shouldn't be too hard. This is the usual way of holding the line.
Stuck on bloody Forge World and not a single tech priest in sight.
Ah, yes, tech priests. So, this is going to be difficult to explain, but let's say there are two competing but more or less similar faiths in the far future. There's the God Emperor, who protects everyone, more or less. That's the majority, and the Ecclesiarchy, who controls the Imperium of Man. There's also the Tech Priests, who worship, like, the machine god of something like that. But they managed to make peace by saying, oh, the Emperor's the machine god representative in the world. So, yeah. That's kind of what they're doing. Tech Priests are basically responsible for technology. Not a lot of research going on these days in the Human Imperium, because that would be heresy. It's a long story. Humans are basically, like, totally germophobic, freakish space murderers, more or less, trying to keep themselves alive in the face of a very brutal and oppressive universe. So let's just say the belief system is tailored toward that end, yeah? But tech priests are basically guys who worship machines. They kind of put oils and chant prayers to make computers work. Kind of the idea without getting into too much detail. You know. Weird things for a strange time. Alright, let's see if we can get to another checkpoint before I can call this one quits. Let's go. Ammo we could use. Are we reloaded? We're fully loaded on ammo. A little low on grenades. I want the grenades, not the ammo. That's what I want. We can always go back for the ammo if need be. We are actually full up on our proper bolter. Bolt pistol has been serving us pretty well. We really need ammo. We can go back for that one. Good to know. Is it dead orc? Nope, they're not dead. They were playing possum. You know what you do when you play possum? You get a chainsword in the gut. Aye. Woohoo! Oh, that felt better. You tried to trick me, didn't you, ugly little git? Where are you? Oh, there's more of you. There's always more orcs. Orcs reproduce in the billions, by the way, on like a regular basis. They're more or less difficult to get rid of. And when orcs die, they spread fungal spores everywhere, so after you've killed the entire invasion force and the entire planet, they just kind of spring out of nowhere. And if you put up a really good fight, which is the one thing orcs really love, they'll always come back for a second round. That's why orc invasions are a nightmare. So, you know, sometimes when you fight really... Ah, heavy bolter. How I love thee. Yes, I do want to man the heavy bolter. Give me some of that. The only thing we need to worry about here is heat, more or less. Which is that little yellow bar. We're going to vent a little bit of heat and then continue mowing down the orcs. Heavy bolters are amazing. Amazing weaponry. There's a special subclass of Marines called Devastator Marines which wield these things as they walk around. You can simulate that by ripping one of these off, which would be fun in and of itself, but for now, it's got infinite ammo while it's still on the pedestal. I tried to make use of that before we rip it off and take it with us in the future. Overkill for Grotz, but, you know, it is a heavy bolter, we've got one, so you know what? It makes my day better.
The orcs hold the trenches beyond the ruins and the
Yeah.
battlements beyond that.
Don't worry, Mira.
The orcs took it almost as soon as we got here.
And now,
2 weeks ago.
we can no longer combat roll.
The only one to make landfall before they gained control. Now none of our ships can get past the gate.
But now we got a heavy bolter that we're holding on to, and it's going to be freaking glorious. I don't even want to waste ammo on that guy. Leandros, can you do that for me so I don't have to waste freaking heavy bolter ammo on basic orcs? Like, honestly. In Grotz, like, wasting heavy bolter ammo in Grotz is sacrilege. You need it for better things. Many, many, many splendid things. What have we got? Have we not hit a checkpoint yet? I may have and just gotten lost in the fun. Alright, fine. I guess I may have to drop this eventually. Yeah, it forces me to drop it. Okay. So, Stalker Bolter. Bolter with long range. Basically, a sniper weapon. This is the sniper rifle, but actually can be fired from the hip pretty well and does a lot of damage. Believe it or not. So it's actually a pretty good weapon to have in your arsenal.
That's where the orcs breached the gun battery. We haven't been able to make it inside the wall. There just aren't enough of us.
You have survived this long on your own, Lieutenant. You have done well. But you are no longer alone. We will retake the gun. You will get your reinforcements.
Why? Because Space Marine.
Hold you to that, Captain.
Alrighty. So I think this is as good a place to stop as any, as we hit a new checkpoint.
Heading back to the command post, Captain. Good luck.
And we have a new target. Let's hit that gun battery, and I'll hit you up next time. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of the series, see more of Space Marine, and have some orc slaying and various sort of catharsis with me. Until that time, I have been Urs. This has been Warhammer 40K Space Marine. I'll see you all next time. Till then.